Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, to OnPoint Technologies, PCM and MacMall webinars Thursday. We are thrilled to have you with us for Oracle webinar on Oracle Database Appliance, simple, affordable, and engineered for cloud. To present this topic, we have got Thomas Kopek, who is Senior Alliances Consultant from Oracle Cloud. Before going into our main presentation, we have got a few housekeeping items. Please remember to enter your questions in the question box on your right-hand side, and I'll read those over to our main speakers at the end of the presentation today. We do send out a survey at the end of the webinar. Please fill it out and let us know how we did, as well as the topic you'd like to see covered in the future. We are also recording this webinar, which will be available for playback in the next few days. Recordings are posted to our webinar pages, which is www.onpoint.com/webinars and also on www.pcm.com/webinars. And with that, I'm happy to hand it off to our main speaker today, Thomas Kopek, who is Senior Alliances Consultant from Oracle Cloud. Thomas, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Great. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our session today. Again, this is Tom Kopek with Oracle. I'm with the Oracle North American Alliances and Channels Organization. And really, on behalf of Oracle and our partners, PCM, thank you very much for taking the time. Hopefully, this next 30 to 40 minutes will be valuable for you. As indicated, we're going to spend our time on the Oracle Database Appliance, but we're also going to wrap around the Oracle Cloud to this. And the focus here being really what's the solution for your organization. Obviously, the Database Appliance is built for the database, but the cloud component on top of that can really strengthen your entire offering that you have in place. So let's start first of all with your priorities. I mean, I think this is all pretty consistent that you're running into. I mean, obviously, the biggest one everybody I'm discovering is looking for is always on. You want your environment up and running at all times. And think about it. We're all consumers out there. Probably the majority of us shop over the web or online. The last thing that we want, I know personally what I want, is a website or a location, a site that's not available. So you as our customers need to be thinking about this and really taking advantage of functionality technology out there that allows you to be always on. You're also looking at moving faster, always building quicker than your competitors in the marketplace or reacting to your competitors. At the same time, you have to follow your security guidelines and any regulatory requirements that your organization might have to follow. At the same time, I get this all the time, I suspect you do too, is your executive teams are asking you to reduce the cost of ownership, bring down the cost of running the IT business. So our solutions today are really going to touch on that particular area. You want rapid, you want flexible, you want very choices in your deployment options, and at the end of the day, you want the ability to move quickly, make it easy, integrate other environments, and really the ability to create new applications very quickly to fit my business requirements. So again, all my discussions with partners and customers over the last few years, this is a very common thread. So that being said, let's start first of all with our core discussion today, which is the Oracle Database Appliance. And it's the name of it. It is a database appliance. And as we all know, you as our customers, you have information, whether it be your customer information, your product information, and anything in between. And in many cases, that information is stored inside a database. Hopefully, it's an Oracle database. Marketplace tells us about 50% of you store Oracle, utilize an Oracle database. So these databases hold the organization's most really critical assets, and it's the foundation. If you did not have this asset, you would not be able to run your business. And also represents a very significant part of your IT spend. And this is where we're going to spend some time today around this IT spend. And this is very key to optimize and run your environment. So that's kind of the business areas around databases. It's pretty basic stuff. So what we see in the marketplace today and what customers have been doing is, when customers run a database, run an Oracle database, there's really three sets of choices we see utilized. One is a commodity or build your own. I go out to a third party and buy an x86 box and kind of build that up on my own. The downside of this is it's not optimized to run that database. Or I'll go out to a third party and purchase a converged, hyper-converged, structured environment. Works fine. It'll run the database. There's no question about that. But it's not optimized to run the database very, very quickly and inexpensively. So the third piece is engineered systems. And from an Oracle historic point of view, obviously the Oracle database has been out there for almost over 30 years. And we, a number of years ago, said, look, our customers rely on an Oracle database. They need this database to be as fast, as easy to use as possible. So the best way to do this is let's build an environment, let's build an engineered systems that is a system that is built to run this database. It is optimized to run it very, very fast. It needs to be simple and easy to use and quick to run and maintain. So thus the reason for our engineered systems, and the Oracle Database Appliance is a component of those engineered systems. So what I mean by that is, it's not just in detail here. So on the chart here, we have four different engineered systems that we bring to the marketplace. And we call these the Oracle Database Appliance, or ODA. You'll notice on the lower end, you can start with for $18,000 list for PCM to run at a database that's targeted at a single database or a few smaller databases, 10 cores of environment, about 128 gigs of storage, and again, a database size of roughly 2.5 to 5 terabytes. Again, so maybe you as a customer, you're considered an SMB or a smaller organization. You don't want to spend $500,000 on a Exadata environment, for example. Fine. You can start with an engineered system utilizing the ODA X6-2S. And you'll note here on the slide, we kind of go up the scale, so based on your requirements. Now, one key thing, one change we have made over the last year is, historically, when Oracle has had these engineered systems, whether it be ODA or Exadata or even specialized engineered environments, they were targeted for customers utilizing Oracle Enterprise Edition and a number of the options along with that. Well, recently, within the last year, we have made these engineered systems, primarily the X6-2S, 2M, and 2L, available to run the Standard Edition line of products. And previously it was the Standard Edition or Standard Edition 1. Now the current product is Standard Edition 2. All can be run inside those smaller boxes, or if you're running an enterprise database or database EE, for example, with options, you can also run that on these smaller devices, and you'll note the cost based on list prices. When you get into the little larger market, if you will, we step up to a larger database appliance, and then on up to our engineered systems. So what the goal here is with this database appliance family, and very particularly to the ODA, is to make it make it simple, affordable, and easy to use. So what I mean by that is, in other environments, and let's talk about the environment where I'm having to kind of build it on my own. I'm having to put all those pieces together, which can be pretty time-consuming and costly. So we want to make it simple. We roll in the box for you. You have access to that box. You load your database, and essentially one step, one click, if you will, the database is up and running, instead of having to buy all the pieces on your own and put this thing together. It's optimized. We have built this database appliance to run the database fast, period. We're able to modify the operating system. We're able to modify the chip and obviously the storage and make it run quicker. And at the end of the day, it's also affordable. And we'll touch on that point here in a moment. I'm not going to steal my own thunder. So we talk about this family of products, if you will. Again, database appliance is more the entry level for databases, maybe a smaller customer, if you will, on up to larger systems, whether it be private cloud appliances or large Exadata boxes, super cluster boxes, or even some special purposes type environments. Now, what we're finding in the marketplace, and this is, we have thousands of these deployments, and you'll see a list of various customers on the screen right now, but the point being is This is extremely popular. And think about it. I'm a small customer. I'm a one-man shop, for example. I run an Oracle database, and I don't have time to maintain it. I don't want to deal with the licensing costs, but I want to run it as fast as possible. By having an entry-level Oracle Database Appliance in-house, I have everything I need. And again, I'm going to run that database very, very quickly, as a number of these customers have on here. Now, here's what I'm kind of after here. So, as I mentioned before, with hardware environments running a database, you have a number of options. Let's start with the build your own I touched on earlier. A build your own is I'm buying a server from Dell or HP or even Oracle, and I'm assembling all the components together. And the analogy can be is I'm going out and buying a Porsche, but then I got to buy the tires, and I have to buy the seats, and I have to buy the sound system, and I have to build it all on my own. And the downside is it's rather time consuming, and the potential for error is quite a bit higher. Now, the next step up would be a converged infrastructure where, yeah, I'm dealing with multiple vendors. The finger pointing thing goes on all the time, and I've been doing this a long time. Nothing more frustrating to you as our customer when you have multiple vendors fighting against each other. And then the hyper-converged environment, it's yes, you as the customer are managing and configuring that, and your time period to get going, it takes a period of time, in this case, weeks to months. But finally, with a database appliance or engineered system, if you will, the whole point is a push-button software install and configuration, and essentially doing it in less than a day. So if my requirement is to have a box on-premise to run my database, I could do it on my own. It's going to be time-consuming and very error-prone. Or I can utilize an appliance, a database appliance, in this case from Oracle, and do it very quickly. Couple points with this, and really from a financial point is, I'm simplifying my IT environment. So I'm reducing my total cost of ownership by 40%. And think about it. What is that 40% is? Instead of a number of people putting the box together and the time required to do that and debug and test, I can dramatically reduce that. I'm getting 10 times faster deployment time and 20 times less maintenance activities utilizing a database appliance versus a build-your-own approach. So let's do some comparison between some of the other players in the marketplace here. So Oracle Database Appliance, going down the left-hand side, our hardware. We're taking one of our smaller boxes. Entry-level hardware cost $24,008 versus the two comparisons, Dell and HP. The software licensing and support. This is very key, and those of you who license an Oracle Enterprise Edition database know what I'm talking about. When I license the Oracle Enterprise Edition database on a Dell server, and this is a 10-core server here, I have to license that entire physical environment. Well, common pushback is, wait a minute, I'm going to run VMware. I'm going to use VMware to isolate those cores. Well, guess what? Oracle doesn't support VMware as a hard partitioning strategy. So you as our customer are going to have to license that entire box. Versus an Oracle Database Appliance, you can choose how much of that or how many cores you want to license that to. Let's go back to our Enterprise Edition database. Enterprise Edition database in an x86 environment, each two cores count as a processor-based license. I'm at 5 processor-based licenses here with the Dell environment. That's $47,500 times 5, which takes me to what, $250,000. Versus a Oracle Database Appliance, I can start with just 2 cores at a minimum and license $47,500. So, and then grow as I need, which I'll touch on a little bit later on. So you look at the setup, the design, 5 hours from Oracle versus 65 hours from Dell and HP. Maintenance patching, dramatically less with the Oracle environment. Level of difficulty, this is key. It's very simple to run that Oracle database on the database appliance. I get this all the time. You know, how much do I really have to know the Oracle database to run it on the database appliance? You don't. You do not have to be an expert. Versus the other environments, whether it be a Dell or HP in this particular example, you have to have a fair amount of expertise around the hardware environment and, of course, the database itself. So Let's talk about this licensing thing a little bit further. I touched on this, but I want to make sure we're clear on this. So on the left-hand side of my screen, when licensing an Oracle Enterprise Edition database, in this case here, a 10-core environment, you'll note 10 cores per socket. So I'm going to license one socket. That's the minimum license requirement, 10 cores times 0.05, and 0.05 is our core factor that Oracle looks at for an x86 core. That comes out to 5 licenses, 5 processor licenses I'm going to require, or in this case here, 47,500 times 5 is a little less than $250,000. This is not counting any of the database options. So now, if I want to add diagnostics and tuning and compression and advanced security and some of those other capabilities, I have to add that on, but that licensing needs to match what that Enterprise Edition database licensing is. So I'm having to license all 10 cores with the database and all the options. By contrast, let's look at the database appliance. And you'll note here, let's take our X62S is a 10-core per socket box. The minimum with the database appliance is 2 cores I need to license. So I can license my Enterprise Edition database for $747,500, or my Standard Edition 2, which is substantially less, only utilizing 2 cores, again, $47,500, and then license the options on top of that. So diagnostics and tuning, I think they're $11,000 a piece, or per processor. I only have to buy one processor license of each one of those versus 5 as I would in the other environments. So this is what I find is this is a very key selling point for database appliance. Yeah, it's simple, it's easy to use, it's fast, click install, one-click install, that type of thing. But this piece around the licensing is a very a piece that why customers make the purchase. Okay? So that being said, the next step in the environment is, we talked about the database appliance on the left-hand corner, on the lower left-hand side here. But customers are coming to us and saying, all right, well, wait a minute. I love this idea, Oracle, but I want to begin taking advantage of cloud. I have space restrictions. I can put the database appliance in, and I want to keep my production database on-premise, but maybe I want to put test databases or maybe just back up that database into a cloud. Couple options out here from Oracle. You can, as a customer, purchase the Oracle Database Cloud Service and have a secondary database or even a disaster recovery database living inside Oracle's data center, or you can very simply do a backup to the Oracle data, utilizing the Oracle Database Backup Service. Let me turn on all my arrows here. And you'll notice a couple options. I can go Database Appliance to the Oracle Database Cloud Service and then back that up utilizing the backup. Or I can simply say I want to back up that database that's running on the ODA, the Oracle Database Appliance, up to the Oracle Cloud. And I find customers who will kind of mix and match here. I have some customers, well, I'll give you a real life example. When I was a DBA, I would back up my database on a nightly basis, and I would store the incremental changes. And I'd store it on a spinning device on my data floor. Then on a weekly basis, I would back up the entire database. And I'd spin it off and have a backup copy on disk, spin it off the tape, and then put that tape in my vault. Well, my administrators kept coming to me and saying, you're taking up too much space, you're taking up too much space. We need to change this around a little bit. So think about it. I backed up that database every Sunday. I had 52 weeks or 52 tapes at it per year sitting down in my vault. And obviously, over the years, that got filled up my vault. So I need an alternative. Oracle Cloud, the database backup service in the cloud, gives me the ability to, instead of storing that Sunday backup I see, storing every copy in my vault, maybe I store one copy on a spinning device inside my data center, a copy of that on a tape inside my vault, and then any previous weeks prior to that, dump them all off to Oracle Cloud utilizing the database backup service, for example. So again, my point with this whole argument is there's lots of options for you as our customer, obviously leveraging an appliance to drive your database, but then connecting that connecting that to cloud to bring down your overall costs a little bit more. And let's talk about this cloud component from Oracle real quick. So, oops, I backed up a little too quick. So, Oracle has brought to the marketplace a number of cloud solutions. I just talked about two of them just a moment ago, Oracle Database Cloud Service and the backup that goes along with that, or standalone. But we also brought a substantial more portfolio of products available to the marketplace. And before I go into the detail around Oracle Cloud, let's talk about cloud in general. And I think you guys are probably seeing this today. Is you're seeing the value of cloud. You're seeing the ability to pair up a cloud environment with my on-premise environments, getting some cost reductions, faster deployment, and really deciding and looking at cloud environments. So my argument when I talk to the folks from PCM is cloud is real. Customers such as yourself are utilizing these environments. So what Oracle has done around cloud. So you'll notice our shot here where on the far left-hand side, you have your traditional vendors, whether it be Cisco or Dell or EMC or HP, whatever it might be, running their environments, and there's nothing wrong with their environments, but they have no public cloud offering. On the far right-hand side, you have the public cloud vendors, and these are the Amazons of the world, which most people probably know about, and Google's and Microsoft Azure. Again, nothing wrong with those offerings. What Oracle has chosen to do, and we were late to the market very purposely, what Oracle has chosen to do is look and see how the market shakes out, and then come out with a set of solutions that kind of sit in between. So we have solutions still running on-premise, which we just talked about, but we also have solutions running inside a public cloud environment. And at the end of the day, giving you, the customer, a choice in what you want to do. So let's take this apart a little bit further. Start with your data center. You have Oracle technology running inside your data center, the database appliance, as we mentioned. But then you also have the choice to take some of that technology, whether it be Oracle technology or somebody else's technology, and put it inside our public cloud, inside our Oracle data center spread across North America. So this goes back to kind of the example we gave earlier. Yeah, I want to run my production database on-premise utilizing engineered systems, the database appliance. But then I also want to back that up to a secondary location. I also want a disaster recovery database on a secondary location. Fine, I can leverage Oracle Cloud to do that. But one of the things we get is customers come back to us and say, you know, I want to be able to take advantage of cloud and cloud pricing and flexibility and ease of use and all that stuff, but my regulators are telling me I can't take my data outside my firewall. So what Oracle has introduced is another choice for you, the customer. It's called the Oracle Cloud Machine. And the Cloud Machine, very simply, gives you, the customer, the ability to take advantage of cloud, but put your information inside a cloud environment, take advantage of the lower cost pricing model that we have for cloud, but it stays inside your data center. What's unique about this is, yes, it's a box. It's actually sold as a cloud service. So Oracle owns the box. It lives at your location, but Oracle owns the box. But more importantly, from a financial point of view, here's where you can offload capital expenditures to the cloud, either public cloud inside Oracle's data center or inside the Oracle Cloud Machine. At the end of the day, we give you choice. Run on-premise, fine. Database appliance, great for that. Run inside the Oracle Cloud, database cloud service, database backup. Or run those cloud offerings still on-premise inside your site, inside the Oracle Cloud Machine, the database backup service and the database service. End of the day, you have choice. And what we find customers are doing, and this is a prime example of a true hybrid environment. Customers are coming to us and saying, look, I want to begin taking advantage of cloud. I have particular restrictions, requirements I need to follow. Can you help me? And our strategy has been and is and continues to be, give the customer choice. What's really unique here and what makes us different from the other players with this same story is we utilize the exact same technology across the three locations. So that database you're running inside your data center, inside the Oracle Database Appliance, is the exact same database that runs inside the cloud or inside the Oracle Cloud Machine. So that being said, let's take this apart a little bit. We have A number of sets of services. We have roughly 190 different cloud services in the marketplace today. We have software as a service, which are our business applications. Some of you might have Oracle E-Business Suite or Seymour, or some of those offerings. We've essentially taken those offerings and made them available as cloud services offerings. We have our platform. Our platform, this is where the database sits, but you'll notice in here, there's a lot of other tools that you, our customer, can take advantage of that live inside the cloud. And let's take a case in point. You built a homegrown application. It works great. It's customized for your business, but you want to add mobile capabilities on top of that. Well, I can buy some tools from Oracle or other vendors and bring them into my data center. Or I can turn on the mobile application development cloud service and begin to build mobile functionality on top of my application without having to go through a big purchasing process and a setup in an environment. Another tool out here that's kind of key is the integration technology. Now, some of you might be in this scenario where maybe you've gone out and you purchased Salesforce and you purchased Workday, and there's nothing wrong with the products, but these products, they kind of run in a silo. So customers are coming to us and say, look, I have my homegrown application still living on premise, but I want to be able to pull some data from the Salesforce environment and pull some data from the Workday environment and bring it into my homegrown application, look at the data, analyze it, do whatever I'm going to do. Do you have a tool that will assist? It's called the Integration Cloud Service. A couple other items on here. You'll notice here there is a Exadata Cloud Service. So those of you who have maybe started with the ODA, stepped up to Exadata, but you want to take advantage of Exadata in the cloud, we offer a cloud service for that. And then the third component of our cloud offerings is our infrastructure as a service. And this is our processing power on in the Oracle Cloud. And people look at this and say, is this a competitor to Amazon? Absolutely it is. We are competing in the same space. So basically what we're going to sell you is, in our infrastructure, we're going to sell you processing power, we'll sell you storage, and we're going to sell you networking. And there are a couple different flavors we can look at, but at the end of the day is maybe you have let's pick on Microsoft a little bit, a Microsoft SQL Server database, and you have your homegrown application running against that database. But I want to get it out of my data center. Can I put it into Oracle Cloud? Absolutely. What you would do is lift those two offerings, those environments, put it into Oracle Cloud. You would license from Oracle some storage and some processing power, maybe some networking, it's up to you, and run inside a cloud-based environment. So cloud-wise, again, number of solutions that match very nicely up to your on-premise environments. So when looking at Oracle Database Appliance, look at it in conjunction with cloud. And there's lots of reasons why cloud. Obviously, cost savings is by far the most compelling point, but there's a lot of other components around there, whether it be security or reliability and the ability to do more. One of the questions I get a lot is on that reliability statement. How is Oracle more reliable in the cloud versus on-premise? Well, keep in mind, everything we do inside our cloud-based environments, we replicate to two other data centers. So for heaven forbid our Chicago data center gets hit by a tornado, we have two other data centers we can sail over to very, very quickly. So if you're running an Oracle Cloud, you're secure. So at the end of the day, you as our customer, you have choice. Run on-premise. Run Oracle technology on-premise. That Oracle Database Appliance we touched on earlier, it's a great tool specifically for your database inside your data center. You can run cloud at Oracle inside our data center, processing power optimized together, or you can run cloud at your customer location. It is really up to you, but at the end of the day, the exact same technology living on-premise, in the public cloud or cloud to customer, the exact same technology, exact same code stream. We are the only vendor in the cloud space and on-premise or hybrid cloud vendor in the marketplace who is able to make that statement. So one other point here, actually three other points. Some of the myths we get out there, Oracle's expensive. Yes, Oracle's expensive. If I'm going to take that database, that enterprise edition database, and put it on a Dell server with lots of cores, lots of sockets, yes, it's going to be expensive. But I can take that same enterprise database, put it on Oracle Database Appliance or Exadata database environment, and I can manage that license cost and use as much license as I need. In addition to that, with cloud, we license based on your usage, not by the physical servers, the number of cores, but how much it's being used. So we can bring down that cost even more. So in today's model, the cloud environment with the on-premise solutions from Oracle, we're able to keep the cost down. Point number 2, Oracle is hard? Yeah, take our example. I'm going to put Oracle products on a Dell server. I, as the customer, have to put all those pieces together. Time-consuming, it's expensive, and very error-prone. With Oracle Database Appliance and the cloud jointly together, we make it dramatically easier for you. Yes, we have enterprise technology. We're not going to change that mantra. But in the ODA, Database Appliance, with cloud, it's dramatically easier for you. Point number 3, Oracle will lock us in. Not required, but it is strongly recommended. Yes, we want you to run that Oracle database on an Oracle Database Appliance or basically on one of our engineered systems, but we also want you to take advantage of Oracle Cloud to run Oracle products. However, you can run, specifically in the cloud-based environment, other solutions. We have a number of customers who are running, yes, their Oracle technology inside Oracle Cloud, but also other technologies inside Oracle Cloud and running very, very successfully. So again, goes back to my statements. The customer has choice in what they would like to do. So for additional information, first of all, make sure you're tied to and are connecting with your PCM team. The PCM team has a number of Oracle experts in-house that sit on the floor on a daily basis who they can reach out to and help you with any questions you might have. But if you want to look on your own, there's a couple links you can go to. For information on the Database Appliance, oracle.com, engineered systems, go to Oracle Database Appliance, or on the Oracle Cloud offerings, cloud.oracle.com. These 2 sites will give you everything you need to know informationally-wise around what the products are, how they work together, all that type of thing. When you need a quote, you're ready for a quote, or you want some additional technical questions or even sales questions, bring in your PCM team. They'll put together the solution for you, put together the quote, and assist you through the entire process. There's absolutely no need to work with the Oracle sales team. The PCM team is extremely strong. One other point, success stories. People, we get this all the time. We showed a couple of examples of some successes inside with the Oracle Database Appliance. You want more detail, you want more information, go to Oracle, the Oracle site, oracle.com. There is a success tab on the right-hand side of the screen. Click on that, and there's thousands of success stories, customers utilizing Oracle Cloud technology and Oracle on-premise solutions and working with those very successfully together. And what's nice is you can filter that based on your business type, your pharmaceutical or public sector, whatever it might be. You know, look at that based on that requirement and see what other folks are doing with the technology. At the end of the day, Oracle's been out there for a long time. We're a very strong player both on-premise and in the cloud, and we don't see that changing anytime soon, which kind of leads me to the last slide. We're growing like crazy. We are very active and very successful. Key point here, point number 3 here, we are the only organization out there, IT organization out there, that can coexist on-premise and in the cloud with the same technology, same code stream. And people, I get a lot of noise from Microsoft and other players saying they can do that. In all actuality, they cannot. Microsoft SQL Server on-premise is different as it is as a different product in the Azure environment. All right, so kind of keep that in mind as we go on here. So with that, let me stop a few minutes here, about 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and open it up for questions, Noed, and see if anything's out there.
Thank you so much, Tom, for a great presentation. I have got a few questions listed. The first question is from Mike Murphy. He's asking, $25,480 is the price as MSRP or with special pricing? X2 or 2S device?
Those are the pricing I showed. The pricing I showed during the presentation is list pricing. So when you work with your partner PCM, they can do some things around the pricing.
Thank you. The next question is from Annie Irazari. The first part of the question is cloud inside regulation, no data outside firewall. Is this a hybrid then? Can you explain this a little more?
Yeah, what the cloud inside, or we call it the Oracle Cloud Machine. The cloud machine is a cloud service that is owned by Oracle, but it lives inside your data center behind your firewall. So some customers have requirements they can't take the data outside of their data center, for example, but they want to take advantage of cloud pricing and somebody else managing the environment. The Oracle Cloud Machine is for that. So what we ask from the customer with the Oracle Cloud Machine is provide us floor space, power, and cooling. We'll bring in the box. It is technically a private cloud, but the difference being is in a traditional private cloud environment, you, the customer, are maintaining it. In this case, with the Oracle Cloud Machine, Oracle maintains that machine. So customer never touches the operating system, the processor, or any of the storage or memory. Hope that helps.
Thank you, Tom. The next question is from Mark Ledingham. He is asking, will you need an Oracle specialist to run an Oracle development or special training?
Well, it kind of depends what, for Oracle development. Let me make sure I'm clear. So you're asking, do I need to have specific expertise or specialization capabilities to build applications to run against an Oracle database? And the answer is no. Anymore, we have, a developer does not have to be at a DBA level to utilize an Oracle database. Applications can be built outside of the database. Yes, they're calling information or making SQL calls to that database, but they don't have to have a deep dive database expertise to build applications against the Oracle database.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Okay.
Next question from Nizam Sattar. And his question is, what is the upfront cost of Oracle Database Appliance? And is third-party licensing required for the backup?
What is the upfront cost? Well, there's two components. One is the physical box. The entry-level box that we saw on the slides was $18,000. And then the cost for the database. So if you're choosing to put an Enterprise Edition database on, your costs are, if you're just going to use 2 cores, for example, your cost list price is $47,500. And then if you want to add any of the database options on top of that, such as diagnostics and tuning and maybe compression, all 3 of those options are $11,000 per processor, which would have to match up to the database licensing. So there's the server cost, the box cost, but then also the additional database and its components that you want to add on top of that. And so obviously it can vary. And but again, all these prices I'm giving you are list prices. As far as in a cloud-based environment, your cloud-based environment is based on how you want to use it. Do you want a virtual box in cloud? Do you want a dedicated server in cloud? And how much of that am I going to use in a cloud-based environment? So pricing really does vary. For pricing questions, by the way, if you want to look and see list pricing, the cloud site I mentioned earlier, cloud.oracle.com, and the database appliance site that I also mentioned earlier will have pricing information on all the offerings in those 2 spaces.
Thank you, Tom. The next question is from Annie Irazari again, and they're asking, what are the deal reg requirement?
From a partnering point of view, we ask PCM to actually go in and if they do come across an opportunity, to go in and register the opportunity. And the team at PCM can help out along with their distributor. So we do ask partners when they uncover an opportunity to register that opportunity. And it's, obviously we need customer information, location, some of that type of stuff. We'll also need a high-level understanding of what the products are or the cloud services are that they're looking to purchase.
Thank you, Tom. The next part of the question is, can customer pilot test trial period?
Yes, there is. Let's talk on the cloud side first of all. Cloud does give you the capability of doing 30-day trials. Trial capability is also available for the Oracle Database Appliance, and that's where you work closely with your partner and their distributor. They have a pool of appliances they can leverage for demonstration or proof of concept point of view. So yes to both.
Thank you, Tom. The next question is from Eddie. He's asking, how easy is it to move data from ODA to Oracle Cloud?
Very easy. Well, it's extremely simple. And keep in mind, what we have, since we're utilizing the exact same database inside the Oracle Database Appliance and in the cloud, there's no changes that have to occur. So there's a couple techniques. You can do an export of the data off the ODA and then import it into cloud. Or you can do a snap and snap a copy of that database and then move that over to the cloud. So point being, it's very simple to make a copy of your data or components of that database and put them into the cloud environment, and they're very quick. And it all comes down. Let me add to that. It all comes down to the fact we're utilizing the exact same database in both locations.
Thank you. The next part of the question is, what types of workloads can be consolidated on an ODA appliances?
The entry level, the three smaller database appliances that we spoke of are all targeted for database workloads. So if you have, again, if you're running an Oracle database, it is very specifically targeted for databases, whether it be Standard Edition 1, Standard Edition 2, or the Enterprise Edition offering. When you get to the higher level products, the Exadata environments and the higher end ODA environment, you have virtualization capabilities utilizing Oracle VM, which you can use to bring in other workloads. So maybe you want to have the database running on two cores of that environment. Then you want the application to be running in the same box. You just set up two virtualized environments, one for each, and they both can be run. So again, way to look at the smaller end boxes, the three lower ones, database only. The upper level servers, you can utilize a virtualized environment. Again, it's Oracle virtualization, no other virtualization.
Thank you. The next question, you mentioned affordable. How would I be saving money after all licensing, maintenance, and support costs are factored in compared to a similar solution from Dell or HP?
Very, very simply. So as we talked about, when you're running let's take a Dell server. You're having, you buy the Dell server. You as the customer are having to go out and buy all those additional components to run that Dell server in addition to the database. So you're having to put everything together. And then you're also having to license, from an Oracle licensing point of view, license that entire server. And this is one of the reasons why customers will utilize ODA. With an ODA environment, I get a box in place that's brought in with the database. I should purchase the database. I just say how many cores do I want to use for the database, and it's a one-button install for that environment. So I'm getting two things. One, the time to set up and run the database is dramatically less from a time savings point of view, and obviously time is money. And then secondly, from a licensing point of view, I don't have to license that entire physical server as I would with a Dell or an HP environment.
Thank you, Tom, for creating all the questions. So these were all the questions I had. So these were all the questions I have for today. All attendees on call, if you have any questions after the call, please email us at mec@pcm.com, and we'll be more than happy to answer those through Thomas. Okay, so with that, thank you so much, Thomas Kopak, and also Toya Fuller on call for all your assistance and making this event a success. And thank you all for joining us today. Please be sure to check out our website for upcoming webinar schedules. So thank you again for joining us, and hope to see you again for future webinars. Have a great day.